Good evening. This is Jamie Lane reporting from Kansas City, Kansas, and there's a huge tornado. Its winds are up to 400 miles per hour, and 6,000 people are already dead, and 10,000 are homeless. It's the biggest tornado in history. Winds are strong enough to rip the houses off their frames and just throw them. And we can't really have much information because the tornado damaged all of our equipment and what we can see from out here in the studio. So we will update you when we get more information about this. This has been a report from Jamie Land. Now let's go to Quentin Zinker.
Good evening, I'm Quentin Zinker, and I want to talk to you about global warming. Global warming is really bad, and it's depleting our ozone. Without the ozone, the glaciers will melt, and everything will be flooded, and New York, all the coastal cities will be flooded over, and everything will get smaller. The number one producer of global warming are cows. That's right, cows. Cows produce the most methane gas in the world because farmers feed them all those chemicals. And this has been my news report, and here's Jacob Winfrey.
Thank you, Quentin. Hello, my name is Jacob Wingfield, and I'm reporting from Rex News Center. It appears we have a flash tornado warning in the towns of Madison and Stonewall, North Carolina. If you are in either of these towns, please head to a small enclosed area inside your house with no windows, such as a basement, bathroom, or closet. When heading to these places, do not try to take every possession you actually own. Just grab what you need to survive. Flashlight, blankets, water if you want it. It doesn't matter. Please stay inside this enclosed area until further notice. And now our next reporter, Corsica Norton.
Hello, my name is Corsica Norton, and thank you for tuning in. It was as if someone had poured tons of coffee and milk into the ocean, then switched on a giant blender, as if someone had left an unfinished car wash, and multiplied it by 10. Suddenly, the shoreline north of Sydney was turned into Cappuccino Coast. Foam had swallowed the entire beach and half of nearby buildings, including the local lifeguard center, in a freak display of nature at Yamba in the New South Wales. 1 minute, a group of teenage surfers were waiting for a good wave. The next, they were eaten by a giant bubble bath. The foam was so light that they could puff it out of their hands and watch it float away. It stretched for over 30 miles into the Pacific, and in a phenomenon not yet seen for 3 decades. Scientists explained earlier that the foam was created by impurities in the oceans, such as salts, chemicals, dead plants, decomposed fish, and discharge from seaweed. All are mixed together in strong currents, which cause the water to form bubbles. These bubbles stick together and are carried below the surface by the current and toward the ocean, the shore. As the wave starts to form on the surface, the motion of the water causes the bubbles to swirl upwards and mass together. They become foam. The foam surfs towards the shore until the wave crashes, tossing the foam in the air. The foam was so thick that it came all the way up to the surf club. It was the same effect you get when you whip up a milkshake in a blender, explains a marine expert. Earlier, the more powerful the swirl, the more foam you create on the surface and the lighter it becomes. In this case, storms off the New South Wales coast and further north off Queensland had created a huge disturbance in the ocean, hitting a stretch of water where there was particularly high amount of substances in which to form bubbles. Children play among the foam and had been whipped out in circles. Houses have been flooded and soon to be defoamed. Businesses and cars were stuck in traffic. The foam is starting to disappear, and soon, later this week, it will be all gone. My name is Corsica Norton. Thank you for listening. And lastly, our last news anchor for this evening, Elizabeth Owens.
Thank you, Corsica. I am Elizabeth Owens, and our top story for the weather special tonight is the strange, sudden weather phenomenons that have been happening in America this week. Strong cold fronts coming in from the north have caused near sub-zero temperatures. Vegetation and fresh water in the area have been completely frozen by the Arctic temperature. Along with these cold fronts have been large increases in pressure, causing the local wildlife to flee south. On the western half of the United States, tornadoes have been hitting Los Angeles and San Francisco. Strong trade winds in the troposphere have been forming multiple tornadoes at once. The damage is estimated at $3.1 billion. We are currently unaware of what could be causing these strange events, but local scientists have confirmed they are somewhat of a natural spectacle. We will inform you of any further updates on this matter. Thank you for watching everyone tonight, and I hope everyone has a good night and watches the news tomorrow.